All right. We are going to play interactive horror stories. It's going to be a lot of me just reading and reacting, I guess. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is the doll. So with this story, you are a single mother. Your daughter Lisa is an intelligent girl who doesn't have any friends. You buy her a rag doll. Soon, Lisa will claim that the doll can talk, and this is just the beginning of your nightmare. Can the doll be really possessed as Lisa claims? If you're stuck, you can see our Facebook post about how to get the good ending in this story. Alright, let's press play. The doll. Dun dun. As a single mother, you know how hard it is to look after a 13-year-old girl. Hard, but still joyful. Her presence gives you all the strength you need. Her name is Lisa. She is a shy girl. She doesn't talk much. You got divorced 3 years ago because he cheated on you with his secretary. Lisa misses her father, but you don't allow her to see him. She adores her father, but you think he is an asshole. Well, Lisa is a special kid. Her teacher once said that she is too intelligent for a girl her age, but you already knew it. Her reactions are unexpectedly mature. She is also hardworking. You expect perfection from her. Her teacher told you that you must take Lisa to a psychiatrist. You will do it soon. She is a lonely girl, maybe because she doesn't talk much. You think that she needs friends, so you bought her a rag doll to cease her loneliness. You bought the rag doll from the local toy store. Not an expensive toy, nothing too fancy. Lisa might still like it. You know that expense doesn't make Lisa happier. The doll is a girl with big blue eyes and curly black hair. She has a wide grin that you can call friendly. Her dress is red, matching her shoes. She also has eyebrows. Cool. Doll's got eyebrows, brah. The unnamed doll waits for her new owner in kid's bedroom. You haven't brought Lisa home from school yet. All right. It's Friday, not a sunny day. The sky is covered with gray clouds. You're driving your car. Lisa sits on the next seat. The seatbelts are worn tight. She looks from the window blankly, without any expression on her face. You remember that the math exam's results were going to be announced today. So let's ask her about her exam. How are the exam results? Lisa sighs and says, terrible. I am the 7th in the class, not first like the previous exam. I know you'll be mad at me. I didn't study enough. So we get to say either it's okay, darling, or you are right, Lisa. You should have studied more. I'm not going to be a cunt. It's okay, darling. She looks at you with slight surprise. You always scolded her whenever she wasn't the best. Now you say it's okay, darling. God, I am a cunt. If normally I yell at this poor kid, that's awful. Okay. She continues watching the cars passing by. Poor Lisa. All right, so she's already feeling sad. Let's not ask her about her freaking friends. Let's tell her we bought her a doll. I bought you a rag doll today. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, she says. Oh, well, I read it wrong. My bad. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, she says. There isn't any excitement in her voice. All right. I guess we'll talk about the friends. Okay. No, she says with a determined voice. They are just idiots. For example, they see the other classes in the school as enemies, as if they were an enemy nation with a different religion. I mean, it is still silly to be enemies because of race or religion. These morons in my class hate each other just because they are different classes. They sound pretty dumb. All right, now we're going to continue driving. You finally arrive home. The doll is in your bedroom, Lisa, you tell her. She climbs up the stairs slowly. Apparently, she isn't so excited about the doll. You follow her to her bedroom. She picks up the doll that's on her bed. I will think of a nice name, Lisa says. But I have got homework to do first. Play comes after study. God, so I guess the reaction I should have is don't go hard on, or is yes, study, but I want to be nice. So don't go hard on yourself. So you leave Lisa alone in her room. You have got a lot of work to do anyway. Not only you will cook, but you also need to work on a novel's cover illustration as a freelance artist. The deadline is close, so you work hard nowadays. You work all day. The only break you take is the dinner. This writing is awful, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to be nice here. Okay. You work all day. The only break you take is the dinner. You don't talk about anything during dinner with Lisa. God. It's awful. This poor little girl. It's 2200. How about it's 10 p.m. Bedtime for Lisa. You visit Lisa before she sleeps. She's in her pink dotted pajamas. Yes, it says pajamas. She's holding the doll in her arms. Mom, I'm going to tell you something, but you won't believe. After a few seconds of silence, she speaks. The doll can speak. She told me her name is Anna. Go on. Lisa explains. Anna says that she was nothing but a piece of light. A light that's drifting in absolute blackness. A weak light in the infinite darkness. Then she found life in this doll. She was waiting in the toy store for a friend, lonely, and today she found me. She says that she loves me. So we can either be a bitch and say, don't be ridiculous, dolls can't speak. I believe in you. We need to throw the doll away. I believe in you. Keep the doll. And what did you tell her? I'm going to say, and what did you tell her? Lisa smiles, and I said that I will be her new friend, and I will always love her. She continues, and then she told me that she was happy. Happy like the times when she used to be an angel. Oh, God. Lord, religion. Okay. This is something. All right. Okay. Okay. So I can then say, oh, so we get all those options before. You know what? The atheist in me says, don't be ridiculous. Dolls can't speak. Lisa sighs. I know it is very silly, Mom. I think you will see I am right soon. Anyway, good night. Good night, Lisa. You and your creepy ass little angel doll. Because of all the hard work, you begin to feel tired and you go to bed. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. A few hours later, you wake up to the sounds coming from the outside. Woo! So you hear hysterical laughter is coming from the garden. Who the fuck's out in my fucking garden? God damn it. They belong to a girl, specifically Lisa's. You stand up and look outside the window. You see Lisa standing and laughing in the garden under the pale moonlight. She is facing back. You can't see her face. This bitch. Not in the middle of the night, honey. You're supposed to be in bed. I'm marching my fat ass out to the garden. You climb down nervously. You wear your shoes and walk to the garden. Lisa doesn't react to your presence. You approach Lisa and put your hand on her shoulder. She turns her face to you. Okay, what's she gonna do? It is not Lisa's face. What the fuck? It is not even a human face. The texture of the face is a gray rag. The eyes are quite big for a human. So is the wide smile. The voice changes. It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong to a girl now, but a demon. She stares at you and laughs. and laughs. Okay. You wake up. It was just a nightmare. You're all sweaty with terror. Fuck yeah, I am. Fuck yeah, I am. The morning is already broken. You decide to check on Lisa. I don't want to check on Lisa. Fuck this girl. I want, Okay. Lisa is sleeping peacefully, hugging Anna. Anna is carrying that wide smile that annoys you now. But hey, it is normal. It would be terrible if the doll's face was different than how you bought it. You go to the kitchen to prepare a weekend breakfast. You usually make omelet with sausage on Saturdays. You will repeat that habit today. Okay, sounds good. Yummy. You're in the kitchen. You take the sausage and eggs from the fridge. You need to slice the sausage, so you open the drawer to pick up the meat knife. Something is wrong. The knife isn't there. What? So I can search for the knife in the kitchen or look inside the garbage bin. Why would I immediately go to the garbage? I'm going to search for the knife in the kitchen. You search the whole kitchen. No drawer is not looked into. You even looked into the fridge. No, the knife isn't there either. There is only one place you haven't looked inside. The garbage bin. You open the lid. You couldn't find the knife inside the garbage bin. You searched the knife in everywhere possible, but it's in vain. So you decide to use another knife to prepare the omelet. After you have prepared the omelet, Lisa wakes up and joins you in the kitchen. You eat the breakfast with her. She doesn't look so happy. There's an uneasiness on her face. So I can say to the little girl, the meat knife is missing. Did Anna speak again? You have to study today. No play. I guess I'm a bitch, right? No, I don't want to be a bitch. So, what should we... Let's ask her about Anna. Did Anna speak again? She did not speak today, but she kept changing her facial expression. Sometimes she looked so happy, sometimes not. She was frowning. There was anger in her face. I can't understand her. Lisa continues eating the breakfast. You eat the breakfast with her. She doesn't look so happy. There's an uneasiness on her face. So, I'm going to say something about the knife. It is strange, Mom. I have no idea where the knife went, Lisa answered. You have to study today, no play. Lisa sighed. This is Saturday, but okay, Mom. I will work hard and be better. Then she looked away. She might be hiding her thoughts. She was not such a vocal girl. Yeah, who wants to talk to you? You're a cunt. Okay, the breakfast is over. I need to study math, says Lisa, then climbs up to her room. You also need to work on the novel cover. You are both busy now. It is evening now. As you work on the cover, you hear screams from Lisa's room. You rush to her room. You find Lisa standing and breathing in panic. Her arms are full of stitches. What? She did it! Lisa screams, showing her heavily wounded arms as blood leaks down to the floor. She jumped and ran away! Lisa points to the open window. What the fuck? So you look outside. You can't see any running dolls there. Maybe because she ran away, or is it too dark outside, or is Lisa lying, or Lisa is lying. Oh my God. So I can either say I won't allow her to harm you, Lisa, or I slap this bitch. I'm not gonna let her harm you. You didn't believe me before. I hate you, she screams at you, not allowing you to hug her. After she calms down a little, I want to stay alone. Leave me alone. So you let her stay alone in her room after closing the windows and locking the door. Dude, this bitch has blood like leaking down her arms. What? And I'm just, nope, you just stay here. So you let her stay alone in her room after closing the windows and locking the door. You make sure that no doll can trespass. You get into your own bedroom next to Lisa's room so you can hear her in case she needs you. Oh, what the fuck was that noise? that kind of got me since there's been no noise in this game. It is 3 a.m. now. It's raining outside. Lightning strike and enlighten your dark room. You haven't slept. You don't care about the freelance work you got. All these events make you too stressed to care about business. You see Lisa's silhouette at the door. She walks in. Lisa is holding something behind her back, but you can't see it. She approaches your bed, climbs in, and comes near you. Oh my God, no. I'm kicking this kid. Oh God. Oh my God. With a sudden move, she stabs the meat knife in your belly. You never trusted me. She stabs you once again. You didn't allow me to live my childhood. She keeps stabbing your body with insanity. Oh my God. This is awful. I hate you, Mom. I hate you. These are the final words you hear as your own daughter repeatedly stabs you and commits, is that matricide? Oh my God. The end. There are two possible endings, and apparently I got the one where my daughter kills me. Well, that was quite interesting. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next story. After Funeral. After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. I can't read that word. You receive messages in your computer. Those claim to be sent by your son's soul. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you to do a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe in the messages? I guess I'm going to believe in the messages. The last time I didn't believe my kid, they killed me. So, after Funeral. Okay. You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son Jonathan White was buried in the graveyard of the local church. Oh, so sad. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, just like the beloved man in the Carpenter song, Close to You. I don't know that song. The Carpenter, isn't that like religious people? Since your wife passed away giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, he was your angel. Now he is gone. Oh. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to market, leaving him alone at home. He was only 8 and you left him home alone? Oh my God, what is this, the fucking 90s? Okay. When you arrived at home, you found Jonathan lying on the bed, motionless. His face was covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. Oh, okay. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you try to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes and they won't go away. The priest had intoned psalms and prayers, those you are not so familiar with. You are not so religious. Fuck no, I ain't. While the lifeless body of your son laid in the church, his feet were turned to the east. He was wearing black suits and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. He was way too young for all of this. You wished it was you lying there instead of him. Like the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. Well, how'd you know I'm in Ohio? There are 3 inches of snow outside. It's 1400 out. What is that? That's 2 p.m., right? Yeah. You are a writer who has been on writer's block since that day. Your favorite word processor is open in the computer. The screen is blank. You haven't written anything for a long time. There are cigarette butts in the ashtray, and your black hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. Okay, so I just got this cup of coffee and ain't been sitting there very long. It's still hot. You chain smoke and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. Oh. As you're sipping your coffee, doorbell rings. Guess I'm gonna open the door. You open the door. It's Bob, your neighbor and friend. You had drunk beers and had barbecue with him for several times. The writing of this is so awful. Bob is a nice guy. He is overweight, has short, black hair and has no facial hair. He wears a dark blue jacket and a black beanie. Hey, how are you? I wanted to ask how you've been. Okay, how long has it been since my kid died? I'm still depressed. Bob replies, I can imagine how hard it is. I never had kids, but I had a cat when I was a younger. I loved her as my daughter. Then I had to bury her to the garden myself. It was tough. God, this guy sounds real smart, real educated, man. I know how much you love Jonathan. I am shocked like you to see him gone. Bob continues, I'm going to the market right now. Do you need anything? You remember that you're out of cigarettes. Well, he asked. Yes, I need cigarettes. Ah, you need cigarettes? He puts his hand in his pocket, then pulls out a pack of cigarettes. Maybe I'm a bad friend for doing this, but anyway, take this. I will buy myself another pack in the market. You take the pack that has 10 cigarettes inside and thank him. So he gave me half a pack. Okay. Okay, man, see you later. You say goodbye to Bob, too. Then he goes. You close the door and sit back on your work table. You look at the computer screen that should have been blank, but no, it is not blank. Something is written. Oh. Daddy, I miss you. Or, Daddy, I missed you. So I'm either supposed to shout Jonathan, type Jonathan, or turn off the computer. That shit is creepy. I don't care. I'm turning off the computer. You turn off the computer and the monitor screen goes black. Then nothing else appears on the screen. You don't find anything to write in your novel, so you don't need to turn on the computer once again. And yes, also the text disturbed you. You don't experience anything supernatural during the rest of your day. At night, you take your sleeping pills and fall asleep. You're having a vivid dream. You see Jonathan in a garden with green grass and colorful flowers. He runs around with happiness and angels. There are white-dressed angels around him. Everyone is smiling. You are not a part of this dream. Jonathan doesn't see you, but you are still content with seeing him happy in this Eden. He was always a benevolent boy after all. He deserved to go to heaven. Oh, my Lord. The religion's killing me. Okay. You wake up to the sound of the doorbell, or you wake up to the sound of the door rings bell. You take a look at the clock. It's 10 a.m. You wear your slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand. There is anxiety on his face. You take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local newspaper. Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. Yesterday night, a 6-year-old boy, Kevin Madsen, was found dead in his bed by his parents. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this interesting for officers is this is the 7th time a boy died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8 years old Jonathan White also died with a pillow on his face. Sheriff Wolcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. The end. Oh, okay. The end. I guess I got the good ending. Is it the good ending that there's just a whole bunch of dead kids? Okay. I kind of want to do that one again and like run through it, but I don't know. We'll move on. The Crystal Skull. Okay. So you're a king who is loved by his people. You have a serious problem though. Your only child, Juliana, has an incurable disease and she is dying. You hear about a crystal skull which can cure illnesses and let people have visions. It is brought to your palace from the continent of America, but your man warns you that the skull might be cursed. Will the crystal skull bring health to the princess or doom? Dum, dum. Okay. Crystal skull. Being a king is hard. Being a good king is even harder. You know this well as the sole ruler of a European kingdom in the age when America is discovered. It has been 25 years since you ascended the throne. Your subjects are content with your rule, your country is in peace, and the people are wealthy. But there is something wrong with your life. Your daughter, Juliana, is ill. She's only 18 years old, and she has got an illness that nobody could cure yet. Princess is dying, and she is your only child, and heir to the throne. Every doctor you could find tried to cure her. You have tried almost everything. Almost. You have been informed about a miraculous artifact unearthed in the continent of America. It is a human skull made of crystal. It amazes the scholars because no method is known to carve up such an... Excuse me. Sorry about that. It amazes the scholars because no method is known to carve up such an excellent shape of a skull out of crystal. This skull doesn't belong to the world that you know, but to an ancient civilization that has been lost. But what amazes the scholars is not just the impossible creation. The skull is told to bring miracles to whom touches it with their bare hands. Some people tell that they saw visions from the future. Some tell that they saw how the human race has originated. And some tell that the skull can cure their illnesses. Those couldn't be cured with the medication available to your era. Naturally, you ordered your best men to bring the miraculous skull to the palace. It's midnight now. You are in Juliana's chamber. She's lying in her bed, holding your hand as you sit by her bed. No candles are lit inside. Full moon enlightens the princess's chamber, shining on her long blonde hair and blue eyes. She is too weak. Her skin is pale. She has under eye bags showing her illness. You already suffered the loss of your wife 10 years ago. Now you can't stand seeing your only daughter slowly die. Juliana asks you with a soft voice, Father, am I going to die? God, who's going to say eventually yes? I won't allow that. She smiles. I know, Father, you are a mighty king. I know that you will do the best by your subjects and me. Okay, got me with the door knocking. The door of the chamber is knocked on. The servants generally don't disturb the royal family members at night, so it must be something important. Come in. A brunette boy, one of your servants, gets inside the chamber with politeness. He looks at you and says, Your Majesty, the artifact has been brought. You had been waiting for this moment for a long time. We're going to kiss Juliana's forehead. I will come back. After you kiss Juliana's forehead and say, I will come back, she brings your hand to her pale lips and kiss it. Then you leave Juliana alone in her chamber. At the exit of Juliana's chamber, you see Sir William, one of the knights those were appointed with the task of bringing the ancient skull. He is a strong man with black hair and a round beard. He wears gloves and holds a bag. Your Majesty, he says, and kneels before you. Signal him to stand up. Let's go to my study chamber. Sir William follows you as you walk to your study chamber. The chamber is well lit with silver candelabras. All the furniture are God, the writing. Oh my goodness. All the furniture are classy. It is a king's study room after all. There's only one chair. It is for you. You sit on it. Sir William stands by you and slowly pulls the artifact from his bag. You push the books on the study desk to open space for the artifact. Here it is, he says, and gently puts the crystal skull on the study desk. The skull is truly a masterpiece. If it is crafted by humans, the skull is truly a masterpiece. If it is crafted by humans, it's not a masterpiece if it's not. All the details of a human skull are imprinted with care on raw crystal. Lights coming from the candles are refracted inside the skull, gaining various colors of a rainbow. It's magnificent, but you sense something sinister, something that doesn't belong to our world. Did you knights touch the skull? Yes, we did touch the skull with our bare hands, and we all had visions. We took glances from our futures. Some of us saw how they will die. Some of us saw our grandchildren. He continues, but maybe we shouldn't have touched the skull. The day we were about to leave, a native man came to us. He looked like the chief of his tribe. He knew little of our language, but he shouted some words that we could understand. Cursed, no touch. So we haven't touched the skull with our bare hands again. Okay. I know that our princess needs to find a cure. I also know that we received reliable information about the magical powers of this skull when it comes to incurable diseases. But your majesty, I have got a very bad feeling about this skull. I believe that the wise decision is to throw this skull to the sea. So, I mean, to get the good ending, it's probably, I trust your insight, let's do it. But I don't want to let my baby girl die. I can't let Juliana die. She will touch the skull. She's going to die anyway, so might as well try. The knight sighs, as you wish, your majesty. But if you're going to bring the skull to her, I wish you would wear gloves. Nah, fuck it. I'm just going to touch this shit. You ignore the knight, touch the skull with bare hands, and instantly find yourself in a vision. Ooh. In your vision, you are in the middle of a ritual. There are about 100 naked humans around you, forming a circle whose center is you. They are all prostrating themselves, worshiping you. What does that mean? I don't think I want to know what that means. Okay. It's nighttime. The plain area is enlightened with torches and stars. You see a stepped pyramid nearby. It is made of huge stone blocks. This writing. You realize that you are the crystal skull. You can't see yourself, but you are completely aware of what you are. These naked people are worshiping you, the crystal skull. Oh shit. Then the vision changes. Now it is not night, morning. It is raining like hell. There's a huge flood. Unclothed, red-skinned humans scream and get drowned because of the disastrous torrent. And you, as the skull, drift away. You open your eyes and turn back to who you really are. The good king. Sir William looks at you. So I can either tell the vision or bring this... I'm taking it to my daughter. Okay. You thank Sir William for his services and let him go. You carry the skull to Juliana's chamber. You enter her chamber and see that she hasn't slept yet. She rises up and sits on her bed. She looks at the skull in awe. It looks marvelous and scary, she says. You approach Juliana and let her touch the skull. She holds the skull, rubs her hands around it. Nothing happens. Is something supposed to happen? She asks, then gives the skull back. Then she continues, let's wait for tomorrow morning, and maybe it shows its effect then. So you decide to leave Juliana alone and let her sleep. The skull will be staying in your study chamber. After this tiring day, you go to your chamber. There are no guards at the door. You just trust everybody in the palace. You are a loved king. Okay. The furniture are luxurious in this chamber, too. You take a glance at your reflection in the mirror. Well, I guess I'm going to examine myself. You take pride in how you look. You are a middle-aged man, but you still look as handsome as you were young. Your looks are an important factor that makes you a charismatic leader, besides being fair and wise. Off to bed I go. All right. You wear your nightgown and get in your bed. It is a bed for 2 people, but you haven't slept with anyone since your wife passed away. And they said that was like 10 years ago. Good God. You lonely man. You have a secret that you keep from everyone. Sometimes you hug the second pillow in your bed as if it was someone you love. You do this since your childhood. Nobody needs to know it. Hey, get back.
But if you're not known, I'm a human.
Oh my goodness. You're a ninja turtle?
Yep.
That's craziness. Make sure you stay back there, okay? Let's see. Nobody needs to know it. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. You wake up in the morning, something is wrong. You can't move your arms. No, not only arms, you can't move any part of your body. You're paralyzed. Oh, fuck. Okay. Then suddenly your body starts to move involuntarily. It stands up without your consent. Your feet bring you to the mirror. You see your face in the mirror. You are terrified, but there's a grin on your face. You are no longer in control of your body. You are merely a bystander of what it does. Shit. It brings you to the throne room with confident steps. Soldiers salute you, to be exact, it, as you enter. It sits on the throne and shouts with your voice, "Bring me my daughter." You watch guards accompany Juliana as she comes into your presence. It shouts, "I don't want her to suffer anymore. Kill her." Oh my lord. Well, she was going to die anyways. Juliana is shocked. What? Father, please. She is not the only surprised one in the room. Everybody looks at each other with shock. It shouts, "You heard your king. Execute her." You try to shout, but your screams are buried inside the head of the king. Juliana gets on her knees and cry in despair, but it's in vain. Two black masked decapitators come into your presence. One holds the crying blonde girl, the other holds the sword. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that fucking noise. They get me with the noises, for real. You can do nothing but watch as your precious daughter gets decapitated. Her head falls down and rolls to the throne. The floor gets filled with her blood. Days pass. It continues to control your body. You mourn for your daughter inside the body that once belonged to you. You watch it rule your country with an iron fist. It orders all the churches be burnt and priests to be hanged. Well, I mean, of course your people uprises against the new king. It suppresses the revolt with violence. Anyone who stood against the king gets tortured. Eyes are poked, skins are flayed. Soon it orders people to worship it as a deity. The God King declares war against other countries. It doesn't take long for the other countries form an alliance against the God King. In a fateful battle in your capital, the God King loses his horse. The evil king gets killed while desperately searching for a horse. And this is how your soul finally breaks free to heaven to see your family once again. Oh my lord. The end. And apparently that one has 3 endings. Good God. That is insane. How about we skip this one and go to Crystal Skull 2? Let's see what happens. This time you are not a king, but a libertine billionaire in the modern age. Historical artifacts are one of your vices. A marvelous crystal skull is brought to your mansion, and the interesting part is you can hear the skull's voice in your mind. You can talk with it. It says that it will bring you joys no mortal can ever reach, but it demands something first. All right. Goddamn skull. Here we go again. Crystal Skull 2. You consider yourself a lucky man. You're a European billionaire in his 30s. After the recent death of your father, your mother died a long time ago. You inherited the family manor and company. You are also single and handsome. Yes, you are a lucky son of a bitch. Well, thank you. Seriously, what is that? Libertine? Whatever that fucking word is. As a blank, you have indulged in many vices, those we can't mention because of censorship. You have never harmed anyone against her will, though. That's good that I'm not the R word. Okay. But all these wild experiences couldn't slake your thirst. Okay. You want to taste what was not tasted before. Conquer the unconquered. Nowadays, you have a new interest. Historical artifacts. Prehistoric vases? No, you don't like boring things. You own Alexander the Great's sword, which he used for the cutting the Gordian knot. Bubba. Oh my goodness. Dogs, quit. Child, quit. Out. Good God. All right. Oh, Lord. Okay. You didn't obtain it in legal ways, but that doesn't matter to you. And you seek more. All right. It's a summer night. Your smartwatch shows 1:11. All your 6 servants are asleep in their rooms. That's the way you like it. You don't like being disturbed by their presence at night. You want to be alone at this hours while enjoying your malt whiskey. You are in front of your laptop in your study room, checking social media. Yes, even billionaires do it. With a glass of whiskey and Cuban cigars. You remember that you haven't checked your emails for a while. There are 6 unread emails. 4 of them are business mails. One of them is from your friend Phil, another rich man. You will love this, is the subject of the mail. The last one is from Bill, an artifact smuggler. Crystal skull, he says in the subject. Let's go read the friend's mail first. The mail consists of a single image. It belongs to a creepy clown with sharp teeth and a hideous smile on his white face. Low-key lighting and the blood that spills from his mouth makes the image even more disturbing. You have a phobia of clowns, and Phil knows it very well. I'm going to reply with, fuck you. Fuck you, Phil. All right. There are 5 unread emails. 4 of them are business mails. The last, okay, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go to the smuggler's mail. I have to show you this, Bill says. This skull is made of pure crystal and nobody knows where it is from. You won't believe its story. He has taken a photo of the skull with his phone. The fluorescent light in his room is weak, but somehow the skull is clearly visible in the photo. Despite the quality of the photo, the skull looks amazing with its shiny material. You have seen enough crystal jewelry to know that Bill isn't showing something fake here. Go away! Are you okay? Ellie, you stop too. Go lay down. Okay, that's enough. Hey, out. Ah, the joys of motherhood. Okay, where was I? Okay, Ninja Turtle out. Hey, why don't you take that with you? Yeah, drag that in there with you. Well, get out. Hey, I'll get off here in just a minute, okay? And then we'll watch a movie or something. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me bring it to your place. What will be your response? Bring it to the mansion. Because, of course, I'm interested. I'm going to wait for the smuggler. Okay, out. You're going to get yourself in trouble, mister. 5, 4, 3. So you turn your computer off and start waiting for Bell. 15 minutes later, your phone rings. The melody is Amato Mio by Pink Martini. It shows Bill as the caller. Hello? You pick up your phone and answer the call. Hey, it's me, dude, Bill says on the phone. Looking out the window, you see him standing in the doorway. I didn't want to wake your people up. Open the door for me, will you? Let's open the door. You leave your study room, descend the stairs. Your study room is at the 3rd floor of the mansion, and open the huge wooden door of the mansion. Bill smiles at you. It is nice to see you again. I am sure you'll love what I've got here. He shows you his full khaki sports bag. Let's move on the study room. This writing, Lord have mercy. You climb up the stairs to your study room as Bill follows you. After you reach there, Bill closes the door of the study room and pulls the artifact from his bag. Bill puts the crystal skull on your desk with a confident smile on his face. Oh God, you have seen many things in your life, but this skull is one of the prettiest one ever. The skull is made of pure crystal and all the details of a human skull is imprinted. It refracts the lights of the room with elegance. Bill is ready to answer your questions. How'd you obtain it? I was afraid you'd ask that because you won't believe me. After a long pause, Bill continues. It is brought to me by a diver who dived in the seashore. He said that he started hearing voices inside of his head when he was in the sea. Find me, the voices told him. He swam to the direction of the voices and found a floating bag. It is strange. You'd expect a skull like this should have been sunk, but it was floating. And the rest of the story is even stranger. Oh. After he found the bag with the skull, he continued hearing voices. They gave him my phone number. What? He told me he would never do any illegal shit like giving a historical artifact to a smuggler, but he couldn't disobey the voices. You won't believe me, but when I touched the skull, I began seeing shit. Beautiful shit. I saw myself fucking 2 hot bitches. Can you believe it, dude? Bullshit. I don't expect you to believe me anyway, but you should touch the skull too. Come on, touch it. All right, I'll touch it. You approach the skull and touch it with your bare hand, and the vision starts. You are something magnificent, definitely not a human anymore. Something way beyond human, a cosmic entity. You are omniscient. You can see and hear the whole universe. No secrets are kept from you. You are inside the every mind that exists on Earth. Oh, shit. Now you see yourself in the form of a human. You are at the top of a hill under the sun. You are not alone. There are millions of people around the hill. They are all naked and on their knees. They chant your name. You know they are yours. That's weird. And the vision ends. It feels like you hit the ground when you were flying high in the heavens. You find yourself touching the skull, and Bill is looking at you with a smile. I told you, he says, that skull is magical. Well, how? He's not going to know this. Oh, unless the skull told him. The voices. Who crafted this and when? I have no idea. The skull is found in a bag in the sea. It resembles nothing I have ever sold or heard. I didn't even know that it was possible to craft a baby like this. Look at it. Isn't it wonderful? I knew he wouldn't know. How much do you want? What is that? It must be like $1 million, right? Normally I wouldn't sell by auction, but really I don't want to keep this thing. I feel like I can lose it if I keep it for more than a few hours. You had bought much more boring things for higher prices. This would get me the good anythings, but I'm not buying it. But that's enough. I want to buy it. Bill smiles. Great. Make the money transfer and the skull is yours. We're transferring that money to Bill. You open your computer once again. Of course, you don't use banks for illegal stuff like that. Instead, you open your Bitcoin account. With a few clicks, all the money is sent to the smuggler. It doesn't take long for Bill's phone beep. To beep. He looks up to his phone. Smiles. It was a good deal, dude. He waves at you while leaving the study room with his empty bag. If you want anything, you know whom to call. Soon you hear Bill's car leaving the mansion. Now you are alone in your study room with the skull. Let's touch it again. As you touch the skull, something strange happens. All the lights in the room go off, but the crystal starts to shine and emit white light, illuminating the room. You hear a voice, male or female, you can't figure it out, in your mind. Greetings, mortal. You feel the skull gazes into your soul. I can hear you. Talk to me. Who are you? I've got many names. Zyrasil is one of them. Some perceive me as an angel, some as a demon, some as a god. The truth is, there are forces in the universe inconceivable to tiny human mind, and I am one of those forces. For ages, I have been worshipped by mankind and the entities unknown to your world, but I am forgotten. I am preparing my return. A god, I don't believe in you. Whatever, it's a fucking talking skull inside your head. Oh? What are you? Wrong question. It's who, not what. Are you stuck in this crystal skull? I see, hear, and know everything. My existence is far beyond this material skull. Do you know who I am? Yes, I know who you are, like I know everything else. You are a billionaire who is afraid of clowns and hasn't earned his fortune with his hard work. You want to taste all kinds of joy on earth. I can give you what you want. It was not a coincidence that the diver and Bill brought me to you. Yes, I can give you what you want. What will you give me? You are stuck in a mortal human body. You can be a cosmic entity like me. You will know everything, be ageless, immortal, and worshipped. But I demand something first. The skull waits for your questions. What do you demand? Ancient civilizations always offered me something valuable. They sacrificed human lives for me. I want you to kill someone innocent. I'm a billionaire scumbag. I'm interested. Okay, I know someone who you can kill. Nobody cares about the lives of prostitutes. You will find a young girl in the alley that you always buy something. You know what it is. Oh my god. Her name is Nina. Oh my goodness. She has short red hair and she is a virgin. This is going to be her first and last night she does her job. Oh my goodness. You will recognize her when you see her. You won't need to hide anything after you sacrifice her to me, as you will be above all the law of humans. Deal. I know you possess Alexander's sword and keep it in the basement alongside with your wine bottles. I want you to kill Nina with it. Go get your car. I am waiting. Let's go to the garage. So you leave your study room, descend the staircase, and go to your garage where you keep your expensive cars. You have a sports car with its distinctive red color and another black car that looks like a vigilante with a bat costume. Which... Okay. And it's a Batmobile. Okay. You can choose one of them to bring the prostitute to your mansion. I'm Batman. So you get in your black car and drive to the alley that you always find your thing we won't name here. Oh. We know what that thing is. That's the sex thing. Despite the high horsepower of your car, you drive slowly in order to examine the people on the alley. The alley is almost isolated. You see only a few people. You know that they don't sell legal things. And you see the silhouette of a girl with very short skirt and long legs, clearly a prostitute. Of course she's clearly a prostitute. She smokes a cigarette, but she coughs with every breath she takes from it. As you approach her, you see that she has a red hair like the crystal skull described. She notices your car. I'm an impatient bastard. I'm going to beat my horn. She approaches your black car's window. She looks quite young and naive and cute, but you're here for something else. Yeah, I'm going to kill this bitch. Excuse me, sir. Or, hold on. Excuse me, sir. She shyly talks to you. I believe that you seek some fun, don't you? Let's see. Who doesn't, or what is this? Amateur. What is this? Amateur hour? Okay, let me get it straight. Do you want to fuck me for... Is that like the symbol for like pounds? Or I don't know. Whatever. She's selling it cheap. That's all I know. Get in the car. She gets in your car and sits on the seat next to you. As you start your car, she asks, will you bring me back here after the job is done? I'm not that experienced, to be honest. You are on your own. Okay. I can call a cab, I guess. This poor girl. You're about to arrive at the mansion. Do we want to know anything about her? We're just gonna kill her. What? I guess. We already know her name. I know your name is Nina. Oh my. The girl is shocked. Oh, how do you know my name? A crystal skull told me about you. Okay. A part of running an international company is reading minds and hear the unsaid. She thinks that you are a fucking maniac, but she can't reject you. Okay. You're, let's see. Why do you do this job? My dad is in jail. He is in a huge debt. This is the quickest way I can earn money to help him. This poor sad girl. All right, we're not saying anything else to her. So you finally arrive your mansion. You stop the car and get off. I just stop the car and I just get off. Okay. As she gets off, she looks at your mansion with awe. Wow, it looks so pretty. It must be wonderful to live here. So, I think they mean get out of the car, but I'm just going with that. I think they just fucked right there in the car. Yep. She follows you as you walk to the mansion and open the door. The sword is in the basement. Let's take her to the basement without saying anything. I told you I wasn't talking to her again. You open the door. You open the door that leads to the basement stairs. You turn on the lights and descend as the girl follows you. You walk past the wine cask. I'm sure that you have a good taste of wine, she says. You had hidden Alexander's sword between two casks. Now you find and pull it from the spot you hid it. You stand between her and the basement's door so she can't escape from you. Oh my god. Wow, that sword looks antique. Who used to own it? Doesn't matter, I'll kill you with it. She is surprised as fuck. Because of your serious manner, she understands that you are not joking. What? Are you gonna kill me? She gets on her knees. Please don't kill me. Kill her. Oh god, the noise! Ah! Sons of bitches, I forgot about those noises. Okay. Oh, okay. You repeatedly stab the sword into prostitute's abdomen. Blood flows out of the slit on her abdomen. Her eyes are staring at you with disbelief. She falls on the ground as you pull the sword. You understand that she died. Killing her gives you a hardness in your... Oh my god. Okay. Killing her gives you a hardness in your underwear as you are a sadist who accepts the skull's offer without hesitation. Good god. You feel you are fainting, maybe because of the adrenaline of killing a girl, maybe something else, but you slowly lose your conscience. The sword and your unconscious body fall on the floor. You wake up. You lie on the basement's floor, but you're naked. Your skin has a white color, as white as snow. The sword is gone. At the end of the basement, you see a chair. You never had chairs on basement. And Nina's sitting on it. She's facing back. You can't see her face. Let's go to her. Barefooted, you walk to the chair that Nina sits on. She doesn't move or react to your presence. Touch her shoulder. She turns her face to you. There's no flesh on her face. It is only a skull with red hair. But she can still talk. You took my life! Her angry voice echoes in the basement. You can feel her gaze upon you, even though she doesn't have eyes. We're leaving the basement. You leave the basement. Something is wrong with the mansion. All walls and floor have a rusty metal texture now. You hear a mixture of crying and laughing sounds, but you can't understand the source. Rusty walls are the only strange things. You see all your 6 servants at the entrance of the basement welcoming you, but they are not human anymore, but mannequins with servant clothes. They stand motionless, but their heads are pointed at you. Let's go upstairs. You approach the staircase with the intention of going up. Go to the study room. You hear a loud choir behind you. Looking back, you see that the servants are now standing in a horizontal line at the bottom of the staircase. They somehow moved there while you didn't see them. They're staring at you, motionless, blocking the way to the exit. Okay. As you find your way to the study room, you see rusty metals invading every part of your mansion. The altered mansion doesn't cease to surprise you. You see a man yourself waiting for you in the study room. To be exact, someone who looks exactly like you with a black suit. He holds the sword in his hand. He smiles at you. Hello, my friend. You recognize the crystal skull's voice. I think you like how I look. I think you like how I look like now because I am you now. He waits for your questions. What have you done to me? Oh, I altered you too. He points to the rusty metal wall. A curtain covers it. There never was a curtain before. There is a mirror behind it. Look at yourself. You open the curtain and confront your reflection on the mirror. You are a fucking clown. You have a big red nose. There's makeup around your mouth that forms the shape of a smile. But in reality, you are so far away from smiling, you are terrified. It is permanent, he says as you break down and start crying. After he leaves, Nina starts to walk at you, stumbling as if one of her legs was crippled. You should have never bought that skull. The end. Okay. All right. That was fun. I am done. I have to go take care of a crazy little child, and I will probably stream again later.